Good evening, everyone. Dear friends and members of the KITION Planetarium Observatory, welcome to another Online Science Cafe. This time, our Online Science Cafe is a closing down event for the celebrations of the Global Astronomy Month in Cyprus, but also we are supposed to stream it online. I apologize to my colleagues. I sent to all national coordinators and people there the link, and unfortunately I don't find this link on Zoom, so we will post it after the event. We will record it and we will post it on YouTube, where you will find it as you do all the time every month for many years now. And we will also post it to the community of the astronomers without borders and all the people who are joining tonight. Of course, you know that you can find it through our website or through our YouTube channel. This one and all the past events. So my name is George Troullias. I'm the director of the KITION Planetarium Observatory. And since we are talking about the Global Astronomy Month, I would like to mention that this is a celebration that is celebrated every year in April. It's a global initiative from the group called Astronomers Without Borders. And this was actually an idea that came up after the celebrations for the International Year of Astronomy 2009. And after actually the 100 hours of astronomy that we all shared, different presentations or observations throughout the world, and we came up with the idea to create a group and worldwide community and share our knowledge with the general public, do science outreach and help people to follow science. This is a summary of the events, but if you see our website, the KITION's Planetarium Observatory website, in the international projects and national projects Global Astronomy Month, you will see here our projects that we did in Cyprus this month. Global Star Party, it was a live party, worldwide party that was shared through the Astronomers Without Borders our community on Facebook, sharing what I mentioned earlier, like the projects with the 100 hours of astronomy. The Sunday, this is our celebration of Cyprus. We had a short lecture talking about the sun, about the prominences, about the sunspots, explaining about the temperature of the sun, about the magnetic fields, how it affects our planet. And after that, we observed the sun with UV blocking filters to observe the photosphere, and with hydrogen alpha telescopes observe the chromosphere. During this party, we celebrated the 8th of April. We celebrated the total solar eclipse, and we connected with NASA live streaming, and we shared it with the general public, both here and our Facebook group. And we had some guests, and Alexander and our guests, we talked about it. So if you just come here and you press, you get more details on our event. And if you go to our Facebook page, you will find more. Unfortunately, those that you were part of the group with the 7,800 members with 17 years of work, it was hacked. So we created a new page, and you can find the link on the new Facebook page instead of the group. We started it last month. We didn't promote it yet, but please feel free to go to the page and invite your friends to this page to grow again our community. We have to reach by the end of the year the target of 10,000. So during this time, meet the stars. The heavens are now ours. So what we did, as you see here, before I go to that one, this is an officially registered event, worldwide event, explaining what we're going to talk about. This is the Meet the Stars. So during this month, we visited schools, Excellence Institute, for example, one of them. So one example, And what we did, we shared our knowledge, we asked questions, they interviewed the astronomer, we talked with my son, he's an analog astronaut. So they asked questions, we answered questions, and of course we did some animations of the solar system. We played some games related to asteroids and so on, and it was really, really fun. Also, if I come back to this asteroid research campaign, unfortunately, this month was really busy for us. We didn't participate in this specific asteroid research campaign, but I would like to mention that we are participating in this campaign for around 8 years, maybe more. And if I came back, I will tell you, because I have the okay, since 2017, yes, 2017 was our first campaign, because I have the folders with the results of the research on the back. So since 2017, our group, in collaboration with NASA and Hart-Simmons University in Hawaii and the telescopes there, we managed to discover 8 new asteroids in the main asteroid belts that are already provisional discoveries, and we also have 663 preliminary discoveries of asteroids. There were some observational challenges that some people could take pictures of some conjunctions when we have two celestial objects very close together. Nice astrophotography, even with the mobile. Everyone can do it. Just take a photo and upload it on the Astronomy Without Borders website or send it to us. Then we had everything that was related to light pollution and the protection of the night sky, which included the Globe at Night, a citizen science project, Dark Skies Awareness Week, the beginning of the month. We had the April Sky Month, where someone could use it to find the constellations and use an application to take measurements of the light pollution. And of course, the International Dark Sky Association shared a lot of workshops for doing that. And it's really, really important to, first of all, save the energy. Second, protect the biodiversity. And third, keep the heavens visible to the naked eye. It's really, really important, guys, to protect the night sky from this enemy, the light pollution. Also, as we do every year, we collect astro arts. It was in the beginning kids astro art, and all the kids used to draw something, send it to us, promote it to the Astronomers Without Borders, and after that, they entered a competition, or their art was uploaded online. We are creating now a page so that we will all upload the arts online. And my friend Hasret, today she sent me some paintings. I guess it's with the use of AI. They are really interesting paintings, and also nice ideas. And we will also promote this as well. And if anyone next year, because now it's the end of the month, but still, if you want to do something tonight, you can just press the link here, and you can add your event and register to the website of the Astronomy Without Borders. You can create your profile. You can even follow what the coordinators post, and you can, if you go here, you will find all the projects. And if you come here, for example, you can become affiliate. And if you come to the About Us, you go to the national coordinators, you will find your country, and you will find here the national coordinator for your country. So if you go to Cyprus, you'll find George Troullias. This is Andrew Fazegas. He's our communications manager. He's a nice guy. He's also the one who is doing astronomy for the National Geographic. And this is Valentin Grigor Andrea that we talked about. He's the Romanian Society for Medical Astronomy, the SAM. He's the national coordinator for Romania. His email is here. I will send it to you again later and his telephone to contact him. And if you find Cyprus, of course, yeah, you will find me as national coordinator with all the short CV here, the projects, etc., and so on. So this is as far as the Global Astronomy Month is concerned, and as you see, some people they are joining online through the Facebook. Okay, this is the event we did with the school. Unfortunately, she didn't allow to share the pictures because of the GDPR of the children. So let's get back to our event tonight. And tonight we have a very nice poster, as you can see here. And the subject is total solar eclipse as the origin of faith. And Alexander Prokofiev is going to be the speaker. Alexander, I gave you another title here. I copy paste. I apologize. So this April, Alexander will talk to us about, tonight actually, about two important features of the total solar eclipses, most probably created the base of faith, and widely spread in human cultures all over the world. And still we are talking about faith and total solar eclipses. If you want, you can go to our website on projects, scientific publications, and there you can find one of the discoveries and one of our publications. This is from me and Alexander, Solar Eclipses in the Cult of St. George. It was published by the Technical University of Moscow. Here you will find another publication, but this is related to the near-Earth objects and engineering technologies. And this one is also related to solar eclipses in the outlook of slabs in the Journal of Astrophysics and Aerospace Technology by Alexander, and also me here presenting this to the university and other publications, etc., etc. So Alexander, I will be stop sharing my screen. If you please introduce yourself and talk to us about the solar eclipses, and in the end, I would like to also invite people to our future events. Thank you very much. We cannot hear you, Alexander. You may unmute yourself, please.
Thank you very much, George. Actually, you practically made introductions at this topic about total solar eclipses and its influence. The influence on culture is not coming just from nothing. It was a long story, more than 10 years research, with one publication after another, and you presented some of them. So it's a really interesting story, and let's start with it. So at the beginning, I want to emphasize what's going on the sky, and it may happen any moment. There is a nova which has name T of Corona Borealis. Simple name, just T letter. But this nova means that there is a red giant and white dwarf. And this white dwarf collects material from red giant when it increases in size, and just allow it increase in size. When it increases, immediately material comes to white dwarf and gathered and collected here. When moment comes, and it collected, white dwarf collected enough, it explodes like nova. But what's interesting, we observe nova from time to time, many novas during the year, but this is not just nova, it's recurrent nova. When explosion happened, after that, the white dwarf is ready to collect next material, and red giant give it. And it collects during next, now we know, 80 years. When 80 years pass, it explodes again. Then next 80 years pass. So the first one was in 19th century. The second one explosion was in 1946. And now we are coming to these days. We expect the next explosion. It could be either in April this year, or maybe today, or maybe tomorrow. So during the summer, we expect that there could be explosion of this nova again. So please keep an eye on Corona Borealis. That's how it looks like. And at this point, there is non-visible by naked eye, usually, T of Corona Borealis, but its maximum brightness is expected, at least it was in 1946, something like 2.5 magnitude. I'll give you the scale here. Here is 2, here is 3. So the main star of Corona Borealis, Alpha, it has brightness practically 2 precisely. And next to it, there will be very bright star. You see, all the rest are dim. It's not large circles anymore. Only 2, like this alpha of Corona Borealis is the only bright here. So we'll have 2 bright stars when it will be a similar brightness. Of course, it's just prediction, could not, doesn't mean much. We expect this, but reality could be anything. Could be brighter, could be dimmer. So we saw it only twice in our life, in 19th century and in 1946. So anyway, so it's urgent event, urgent announcement. It could happen any moment. Maybe it's already there. So just keep an eye on Corona Borealis. When sun sets, it's on the opposite side, so on northeast, and it rises during the night. So easy target to observe. Well, let's return to our topic. Total solar eclipse as origin of phase. Let's start with the prehistoric times, and I want to discuss how our talk will continue. So we'll discuss prehistoric times, how people observe it, total solar eclipse at time, and which concepts they developed those days. Then we'll discuss how total solar eclipse found its place in mythology, in rituals, and then we will summarize our talk, so how total solar eclipse became origin of phase. So let's start from the prehistoric times and simultaneously with the last total solar eclipse, which was observed recently, this month. And this picture shows that we have total solar eclipse on during maximum of solar activity. That's why we have these rays which follow magnetic lines of outer magnetic field of the sun, and its maximum activity. That's why these magnetic lines goes in all directions, and that's why they produce like petals of a flower. Anyway, it doesn't matter whether it is maximum of solar activity or minimum of solar activity. We always have corona next to the sun, blocked by the moon. And this phenomenon is really impressive. It's the most impressive, the most important astronomical phenomenon ever seen from the Earth. We don't see anything more so incredible and so large and so at such large scale like total solar eclipse. But unfortunately, it doesn't happen every day. It does happen even every month. You have to wait till next eclipse happened in the same place. So step by step. During total solar eclipse, right in the middle of the day when the sun is high in the sky, we see that the sun vanishing, the black spot instead of the sun is now shining. Black does shine, but shines around its solar corona. And even this solar corona doesn't produce enough light that we have complete darkness. So this is really incredible. We have this unexpected event. During just some minutes, the sun vanished behind the lunar disk. Now we may say it in prehistoric times. There was not connection directly with the moon, so it vanished. Instead of it, we have a black disk with solar corona around and complete darkness with sky full of stars and planets. Maybe not too bright, but it happened during a few minutes and then it returned back. People those days did not know that it is a recurrent event. They just saw it and they were impressed. As I already said, that it is a rare phenomenon. Let's look, for example, at one of city. I choose in Cyprus Limassol, or ancient time it was Amathus. So let's look how eclipses happened there during 4,400 years. So there were total solar eclipses up to 1605. This is a complete list. And we expect next during this millennium. So in total, in 4,500 years, there were and will be 10 eclipses only. So if we are in one place, in average, statistics said that it is every 300 years eclipse repeat. Sometimes it's not sometimes it's very often, like here, for example, almost every 100 year. But then you have to wait 400 years, or you had to wait even 1,000 years, almost 1,000 years, because we start 1,500 years before Common Era, and there was nothing before. So they are not regular. They are very seldom. So that's general situation, how eclipses happen. So if you live in one place, you observe it, and that's all. You don't see it again. But nevertheless, eclipses were impressive, and they happened with the sun. The main people already in prehistoric times understood that it is the sun which creates light, which send us heat, so we feel warm, and so on. So all this connected with the sun, and they started to consider the sun as the god. Okay, if in one place eclipse happened not so often, then what's going on next? You see that there are sometimes some places where eclipse happened just in few years, 2006, then 2008. To be honest, at this very place in 1981, there was eclipse again. So one place experienced during one generation of humanity, 3 eclipses. But okay, it's really seldom situation. Well, in the United States, there was eclipse in 2017, and there was eclipse this month again. There are some intersections. But you see, generally, indeed, they're even all over the world, they're not in the same place constantly. And they're not too often to see. So really, this feature gave its own, and it became the key point why humanity developed faith. So step by step. So observations of totality in prehistoric times created from the view of solar corona concept of there is the sun with the bird. And you see the sun with wings around it. Wings resemble similar to the wings of the bird, and it's the way how solar corona look like when there is a minimum of solar activity. And in Greek culture, they developed the concept of phoenix, the bird which burns itself and rebirths from the black ash. From the black ash. During total solar eclipse, the sun appeared, the sun itself. So this concept is practically description of total solar eclipse. But when the solar eclipse happened during maximum of solar activity, the solar corona looks like petals of a flower, and human those days consider that it is lotus. And lotus is attested now in many cultures. For example, in India, the creation of the world comes from the lotus with a golden embryo on it. So it's practically description of total solar eclipse. Or for example, here we have Hercules, who traveled in the boat in the shape of the lotus. The text said that I'll step on it more accurately. The text said that it is shape of lotus, but that what we have in art is a shape without any petals, just a round shape of this board. Okay, let's discuss it in a moment. The 10th labor of Heracles, if you remember, go ahead, you may continue without me, said that Heracles had to reach edge of the world, and he passed pillars of Heracles, and he erected them, so that's why we name them pillars of Heracles. He was on the river ocean. Ancient Greeks did not know that it is real ocean, very larger than the land, so they name it river. So Heracles landed on the bank of the river ocean, and he thought what to do next. And here the god Helios came, and you see that it is Helios, you may recognize by the disk overhead of the Titan. And he arrived on the wind chariot. And Heracles, you see, sent arrows to the god. The god said how brave Heracles is, the son of Zeus. And he asked what he wanted, and he borrowed, Helios borrowed his boat to travel to the edge of the world. So the text said, in a golden solar board, in the shape of a lotus, Heracles makes one of his journey. So this very journey. The image on the red figure vase shows us that yes, it is sea because of octopus, it's not river, and Heracles travels, yes, in it. Well, so that's connected. But that what makes the story really funny is that Helios traveled by himself in this boat, regular, but after he landed. So he was on his boat or on his chariot in the sky constantly. But this travel on the boat is something different. Okay, so that's what we have. Look, the main reason to travel in this boat for Helios is not when he travel every day on the sky. That's what survived now. And now we see that the solar corona with the shape of petals look precisely like Helios travel on the sky, but not every day. Because of it, it's not happened. He is not going on his chariot there. So we see it's not just a labor of Heracles, it's borrowing of the sun god, the board. So anyway, we have interesting situation with what is lotus here. So lotus is here practically description of total solar eclipse. But when we go to the text of meaning of lotus, and there was one very dramatic phenomenon happened in culture at the end of previous millennia, a large group of scientists collected all myths of the world, myths of the world, in 2 volumes, and the article about Lotus was written by Toporov, and this work was so essential for humanity that it was awarded by Lenin Prize. So one of the, not one of the most important prize in the Soviet Union. So it was very incredible work. So during 2 years, people collected it. 2 years. In 2 volumes, it was collected all mythology of the world. And now it is the most cited work. And there, as a result of consideration all over the world, it was stated that the main and apparently original meaning of the lotus is creative force associated with feminine principle. Now we may say that no, the main origin of the lotus is a description of the total solar eclipse. Inside the article, we have, for example, ancient Egypt description. Look what it's described. A lotus symbolizing this legend. Solar child who illuminated the earth that was in darkness emerges from the blossoming flower of lotus, growing on the hill that arose among the primordial house. Those who are in our model of total solar eclipse could read precisely that this is complete description of total solar eclipse, because of somewhere in the sky, in the house, there is a hill during total solar eclipse. At that hill, a lotus appeared, and out of that lotus come from the sun. So it is description of the total solar eclipse. Moreover, during the eclipse, when you see the lotus and the sun is hidden by the lunar disk, there is complete darkness which is tested here. And the solar child appeared from it and sent the light through the whole world. So it's creation of the world. That's the point when it started. So this is an ancient Egypt description of total solar eclipse. In India, it is practically the same. Prajapati, who created the world, saw a lotus and he put a golden thing on it and so on, and the world was created. So, and in Greece, we just now discussed that Helios board is in the shape of the lotus. So again, it is connected the sun in the lotus. So it's this is the origin. So that's what we may say. Most probably, this is a development of the concepts of lotus and many other things connected with it. Okay, let's continue. So we found out that in prehistoric times, now let's discuss in mythology how it goes. And I'll discuss prehistoric time a bit later, absolute chronology. So this says papyrus, it was taken from book, it is in Book of the Dead by Nani. Book of the Dead was given to every dead, and it is Kampanai, that person. And in this case, it is the person was Nani, and the text was created in 1050 before Common Era. And now this text, you may see it at New York. And what's described here? Here you may see many hieroglyphs. I need these 3. This is a total solar eclipse, a hieroglyph ahead. For the first time, it was written like a total solar eclipse by Ayman Ibrahim in 2000. From Ayman Ibrahim is an astronomer from Alexandrina Library. And this we already know. It is a symbol of first rising of Ra in primeval times. And this is known as well, it's primeval mound, and this is bird bed or phoenix in Greece culture. Because of Ayman Ibrahim read this as total solar eclipse, then we may say that after the total solar eclipse, the first appearance of Ra looks like it is written, shown on this picture, the diamond ring, the first rising of Ra. And after that, the sun appears on the sky. This is from our own observations in 2017. Oleg Krikle made this set of photos of total solar eclipse, and you may see what's going on. We see how the sun rises over the hill. This is steep hill, and this is the sun. This is our steep hill, and this is our sun, the bird. It's over the sun, over the primeval mount, and the bird rises. So precisely, we have clearly description of total solar eclipse. So total solar eclipse took central place, or like the philologists say, basic place in mythology. We understand why. It's about the sun, and the sun was the main god. And the god died during eclipse and reborn after. So that's why everything what happened with the sun took central part in mythology as well. And absolute chronology, we have a very wonderful situation in linguistics. I'll show it. We had a talk at our science cafe. It was the oldest world tree heuristic approach, and this slide is from this reconstruction. So it's essence of the talk. If you need details, here it is. So you may watch it. And this is precise link to this particular moment in the talk. So in late Paleolithic age, observations of totality brought to creation concept of myth of the creation and end of the world, because of the sun was born and then during the eclipse and then died during the eclipse, actually before. And everything, the appearance of the sun was over primeval mount. And in the place of fertile crescent, we had a transformation of the word Kara in Nostratic language into Proto-Indo-European language Perku, which means oak. So steep hill became, in linguistically, Kara became Perku, oak. And this gave birth to the world tree. It's another story. We are not now discussing world tree, but that's what interesting for us. This steep hill here, this part, which was described in Nostratic language with the word Kara, became oak later, and it helped us to make absolute chronology. We may date precisely when this myth was created. Because of it's really difficult. We are talking about prehistoric times when there was no writing. People just talk. There was no other ways how we may restore it. So in this way, it was possible to date when it happened. So it was prehistoric time mythology. Well, now we know that the concept to put total solar eclipse as a central part of beliefness happened in prehistoric times. It really in mythology everywhere, all over the world, again in central part. And even in rituals, it takes central position. There was again one more talk, World Tree in Modern Culture, at our Science Cafe meeting few months ago. There is a precise link to it, and this is the central part. So we found out that each ritual, doesn't matter which is it always has one concept in mythopoetic period. It is integration from chaotic part into original order. So if someone needs to order a ritual from a institute which deliver them, that person needed because of he or she is in chaotic situation and he wants to restore the order. And this order restoration is constantly repeating the act of creation. It's practically repeating the total solar eclipse for this particular situation. So this was the, without words, repeating of total solar eclipse, this was already achieved by many, many scientists, oceanographers, folklorists, and so on. So all of them come to this outcome, to this solution, that the reason for ritual is this, not the reason, the main essence of it. It is the repeating of act of creation. But now we know that act of creation is a description of total solar eclipse. Ancient people, not ancient, prehistoric people, they did not know that during total solar eclipse it is the moon which covers it. So that's why they develop their own understanding what's going on during the eclipse. And it is, they develop this concept of act of creation and of the world and so on, and ritual constantly repeated. And this, for example, one of ritual, I took any, so this is one of them I took just from Greek culture, just to show that Greeks are very close to it. So what we have, central part, it's like the primordial hill, that one, from where the sun was born. This is, we have even the tree, world tree, which is already part of it. It became part of which grow on this primordial, of this primordial mound or the original hill. And then we sacrifice there something. And then if the sacrifice was accepted by gods, then the restoration of order happened. So something like that. What's interesting, again, it is achievement of ethnographers. Holidays in the society of Mythopoetic period could took up to half of the whole year. It means that the repeating of rituals was not once in a year for a person. Everyone experienced ritual practically, if not every day, almost every day. It was repeating. So that's what happened in those years. So let's summarize now to what we have. How we experience the world. We have only two ways to find out knowledge from the world. We could make experiment, like here, for example, mathematical theory of probability experiment. Or we may make observations. This is, unfortunately, this is real, though Achilles and Ajax, they are not real. They are legendary people. And the Odysseus is not real as well. He is legendary person, but at least he had opportunity to observe or to hear Syrians that no one else could hear. So he managed. So we could make either experiments or observations. Experiments we may repeat, and it helps us to understand what's going on with the world. Observations, unfortunately, in astronomy, observations not always easy to make. Some observations are easy. For example, rising of the sun every day. Okay, it's easy. We may make such observations, so it's possible. But some observations are not so easy. And in astronomy, most what's left for us is observations. To make experiment is very, very seldom situation. And in most cases, till now, it's not so possible. For example, Lefkara students conducted lunar eclipse. I think we will never see that yet. So humans are not in such situations that just school students could make lunar eclipse any moment when they want. Or, for example, testing universe with special conditions, I think it's not possible as well yet. We could not make such experiment like create another universe and check what's going on there. So experiments in astronomy are not like this yet. So that's what's left in astronomy is just to make observations. And where we are coming? We are coming to situations that people observed total solar eclipse. They experience this darkness at daytime. So they made this observation. It's reality. They saw it. They even make their own explanations that it is either the bird, which reincarnated constantly, or the sun in the lotus, and it appear from this lotus and so on. So doesn't matter. So they created their own explanation on the level of their understanding of the world. But yes, I observe it, for example, total solar eclipse. What about next generation? Next generation could not observe it. So how to sense your knowledge that you know that you saw it, you experienced total solar eclipse, to your next generation? Because if it does happen tomorrow, it does happen next day, it does happen next year. So the only way was build a face. The eclipse took, description of the eclipse took basic place in mythology. Mythology became describe how totality restore order from chaos, and rituals practically every day repeat this order restoration, practically every day. So it was the way how the knowledge about existence of total solar eclipse was transferred to next generation. But it was the way how faith was born. So this is the point how total solar eclipse is connected with the faith. So our conclusions: total solar eclipse is unique life experience. If you saw it, you are very lucky, because of most probably next generation would not see it. These days we have good level of traveling, so we may travel to many other places to watch them. In prehistoric times, it wasn't so easy. Solar corona during maximum of solar activity was interpreted as lotus, and lotus was the interpretation of total solar eclipse. This is the base. This is the base of explanation of symbol of lotus in Mythopoetic period. And knowledge about total solar eclipse transferred from generation to generation using faith, because of you could not make anything, you could not make experiment, you could not repeat observation. You have just to tell, believe that I saw it, believe that my grandfather saw it, believe that many generations ago someone saw it, and then it will be occasionally you will see it again. So that's about how faith was born. Questions?
Thank you very much, Mr. Alexander Prokofiev, for this wonderful presentation. I have one question. In Cyprus, which is the next total eclipse?
Total. Let's return
Yes.
to our Limassol, where we are. Yeah. I think 2000, no, let's not think, let's read. 2060, very soon.
Okay.
We are lucky, but actually,
Yes. I was lucky.
It's not shown here because of till 2025. In 2027, there will be next which pass through Egypt, and it is close to us. So
yes,
the next one will be here.
Yes, because I was lucky. I saw in our country last total eclipse in 1999.
Yes.
So 25 years ago, and the other total eclipse would be in 2081, I think.
Okay.
Okay, so after 57 years from
yes,
now.
But you are talking about country.
Yes, yes.
Maybe it's not through Bucharest anymore.
Yes. So I was lucky, as you said in your conclusion, because I saw him 1999.
Yes, indeed. It's very
Indeed?
seldom.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you very much.
I observed from CYPRUS 97%, and it was incredible. And I didn't have the chance to observe the total solar eclipse. And although an astronomer, I didn't expect so much difference. But 2017 with the JPL, Madras in Oregon, friends, it was really incredible. Day became night, wind changed, the birds were crazy, and we are all running to find, okay, the telescopes and take pictures and like this, it's Corona, and take measurements of the speed of the shade, etc. But also trying to find anything we hold to project the eclipse on a white piece of cloth or paper, anything we could imagine with the audio or the hand, anything. It was really amazing. Let me see if I can find something from there while you're talking to share with you.
I have a question. You said that there can be maximum sun energy and minimum sun energy. And can it be something in between?
Yes,
And-
of course.
And
The sun always have 11-year cycle, and during this cycle, the solar corona constantly change. And during year of minimums, it is elongated along solar equator, and it looks like wings of a bird. And during maximum, it looks another way. But when it is neither this nor this, it's something in between. But even next week, the solar corona will look different. So it's very dynamic. So it will constantly change. And now we are coming just to human fantasy, imagination, or whatever, how one view created the bird, another view created lotus. So just how people explain themselves. One more question, Alexandra, or maybe you I answered.
like, so it's like I understand it. So it can be like a crown with wings, something like this.
Yes, you may do your own research, very simple way. You may check solar corona, which were photographed by humans, not many, because of photography appeared only in 19th century. So you may take pictures, look at pictures of solar corona for the last, let's say, few tens years, 10, 20, 30 years. And you will see how it look like by yourself. So it's easy. Just look at the different solar coronas during total solar eclipses, and then you may come to conclusion how it looks in between. Whether it looks like petals of flower or like a bird or neither like this nor that. So you may make your own research.
Okay, thank you for idea.
Some more questions?
Not a question, a little completion, I think. Because I saw your this figure with the total eclipse from 2001-2025, and I know that a lot of people who are like eclipse hunter, you
Yes.
know.
Yes.
In Romania is well known Cătălin Beldea, who saw, I think, 15 total eclipse in this period in United States, in Peru, or I don't know, in Africa.
Mhm.
So 100 total eclipse.
Yes.
Alexander,
Well,
may I share my screen?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so this is an answer to you, Mr. Portoriano. Okay, you see this? This is the team in Oregon Mattress with the Cyprus flag
yes,
in the States when we are observing the total solar eclipse in 2017.
wonderful.
I tried to find some more pictures as well. So this was our camp, and this was the new picture during the totality. So okay, so I wanted to share with you a couple of events. It's an international celebration of the International Day of Light. It started with the International Year of Light in 2015, and with closing exercises at the UNESCO headquarters in Paris 2016, where I represented Cyprus, and we delivered there our resume, our reports, and since then, every year, after the International Year of Light, we are celebrating the International Day of Light on the 16th of May. It's a United Nations event. It is declared by the United Nations. And during that day, we will have an event here at the planetarium, and we will discuss how light and light-based technologies are used, and why they are important in our everyday life, how we use them, and sometimes we don't realize we're using them, and their importance, and also how they are used in medicine, in construction, and how they can also affect our life. For example, the street lights, and how it also affects the biodiversity, as I mentioned earlier. And also light pollution awareness, the effects on the planet, and ways to protect the night sky. And if you go to our website, you can find here the link about the International Day of Light. This is our event, and you go further down, you see the program. This one here is the letter from John Dudley and Joseph Nimela, steering committee chairs. And here you can see last year's statistics related to that, celebrations, over 400 events, 61 countries, and so on. 500,000 audience, and some beautiful pictures, and the history and why the 16th of May and so on. So we will, you can also find a lot of links related to UNESCO and our site about that. You are welcome. If you cannot be here, we will also post something online. Keep an eye on that. And we have, as far as our activities are concerned, we do a lot of events related to social responsibility, and this time we have an instructor, Mrs. Sandra Costantino, who will talk about food safety, food allergens, and how to face these allergens, and learn about food safety, how to use hygiene the food in a hygiene way and hygienic way. So this will be done here, and probably we'll get here in the future to do an online event and share with you also this knowledge. Those who are interested, they can register here and book their place. I hope you liked this interesting presentation tonight. Alexander, thank you very, very much for that. And if any of you are interested in any remote astronomy courses, you can find them here. We have the summer school, those who are also programmers, like my friend who is not here anymore with us tonight. He will come tomorrow. He can join remotely. And of course, you can find our newsletter, home newsletter, press home newsletter here, and you can find all our newsletters. And of course, we sent out the last newsletter last night. So if you press here, you are able to read it. And of course, it will give you all the chance to follow all the links for the latest that take place here at the KITION Planetarium Observatory and the astronomy community. Please feel free to share this site, to share this recorded meeting when it will be posted online. Just go to our website, and on the top here, please register to our page, Instagram, YouTube, and if you like it or if you visited us, please write something on the TripAdvisor for us. But here on YouTube, you'll find all the previously recorded online science cafes. They are there for free. Just subscribe, press like, and share them with your friends. It would be great to have you as a member here. There's lots and lots of events here. You can watch, you can rewatch, and you can share. So feel free to share it, as I said before, with your friends. And if you yourself, you have something that you want to share with us or with the rest of the world, please feel free again to ask us to host you in our online science cafe. Thank you very, very much, guys, for joining us tonight. It's a great pleasure again for having you with us tonight, and see you next month, same time, 8 o'clock Cyprus time, and with a new, of course, chapter. Most probably it's going to be related to the resume of the International Day of Light, and we're going to talk about that. And also we are going to talk about the Asteroid Day, which will take place in June 30th, and we will explain how you can participate in international projects, science, citizen science projects related to asteroid search campaigns. Thank you again. Happy Easter for those that they will have it soon. All the best wishes from us, our team. See you next month. Thank you for joining us.